Welcome back to another episode of Second Take. It's episode 41. We have the usual to discuss. We got college basketball now. Yay. NBA, college football, NFL, we got it all. Armand, how are you?
I am doing well, can't complain. It's snowing up here already. It's a little disappointing, but the show must go on despite these weather conditions. So let's get into it.
Wow, what a champ. What a champ. Braving the weather to be in his room.
Yeah.
I might just start off with like a little rant, Jill's rants, you know how I do it. Um, So this is actually a very happy rant. The SEC does not want A&M playing Texas in a bowl game or anytime soon in the regular season because they don't want A&M to lose, which I just love because yes, A&M would probably lose when these two teams play. Everything's off the board. It doesn't matter how many games we've won before, how many games they've won, whatever. Like anyone has a chance. And this is funny because it's basically saying the SEC is scared, and they should be scared. They are scared. A&M is scared. The whole reason A&M is in the SEC is because they are scared of us. So yeah, A&M, we know you're scared. We know it, but come on, everybody misses this game. Like Thanksgiving Day is just literally not the same without the Texas and Texas A&M game. It's just not right. We play TCU. I mean, like TCU, I guess we have like made it a rivalry, but like, am I really that angry when I see a TCU fan? No. But when I see an A&M fan, I'm really angry because that's the rivalry. That's like, in my blood rivalry. That's what we want. That's what you want to see after you like pig out on Thanksgiving food. You want to watch that rivalry after your food come. That's what we want to see. So we need this game back. So SEC needs to stop being scared. I understand y'all are supposed to be the powerhouse. But clearly you're not if you're scared that one of your teams might lose to, the little brother of the SEC or whatever. Yes, we understand the Big 12 is not the SEC, but the Big 12 is still very good. We still got teams in the top 25, not as many as the SEC, but we still up there. We're like the second, we're second place to them. And they don't like that. They're scared that we might be able to beat their teams, and they should be scared. But this is what people want to see. Fans want to see this. It isn't all about the fans. Isn't that the whole point of the NCAA is the fans and sports? I think so. So SEC, A&M, stop being scared. Come on over. Let's play this game again.
Yeah, this is actually a really interesting article. Joe posted on her Facebook. As you know, Texas won their game last weekend, so they are bowl eligible. Congratulations to you and your Longhorns organization. And the SEC's whole rationale for this, first of all, they're scared for TCU to be playing Texas. Texas might gain some momentum from that game. They're scared to see Texas play Texas A&M. They're very frightened that Texas could beat them. It's happened before. They don't want to ruin recruiting. They don't want the SEC to seem as if it's not the powerhouse that it is. But I'm like, you guys have the best teams in the country. Everyone wants to go to the SEC to play. You guys should be confident in the teams that you have. But they're like, oh no, we don't want to see Texas in a bowl game. It's pretty chicken on in my opinion. I'm not a fan of this, of them openly saying we don't want to play Texas. We're scared of ruining our recruiting. Well, you should take your team to practice. You should practice more and prevent Texas from beating you. Because right now it sounds like you're scared. You sound very confident in the fact that Texas can beat your team, and that's not how you build a successful team. You need to be confident in your abilities. You need to make sure that you're prepared. So this article was funny to me. I hope Texas plays Texas A&M in a bowl game. I hope that Texas A&M loses, and I would love to see Texas be considered among one of the best teams in the country just because of this. And Charlie Strong is my boy, and I've always supported Texas. I make fun of Joe for their losses, but I have no problems with Texas. Texas is cool. So Texas A&M bowl game. I want to see it. A&M, stop being scared.
I mean, bowl game, regular season game, I'll take anything. But right now, it's just like, it lost part. Like when this matchup ended, like college football lost something big. This is a game everybody loves to see, just like everybody likes to watch Auburn, Alabama. We don't go there, but we like it. Florida State, Florida. These are things you want to see. Texas and Texas A&M is one of them. And yeah, y'all want to be scared in this bowl game, like that's fine, but it's not up to you. And NCAA, as much as they love money, the amount of money this bowl game would bring in is almost, I can't even fathom it, because it will be that much money, because everybody needs to see this. We haven't had this game in, what, this is going to be the third year? We want it because, and I feel like if I was A&M, I'd want it. I want to play because they lost the last game, you know, and we lead the series, but that's a whole nother story. Um, right now, I'll go to college basketball. Right now, we're in those interesting type of matchups. Texas had two games this weekend, won both of them pretty easy against North Dakota State and Alcorn State. If you can tell me where Alcorn State is, bonus points.
I don't know.
Mississippi.
Oh, interesting.
I know. I thought the exact same thing. Um, so, yeah, with basketball starting, and there's a lot more to look forward to. In my opinion, I love basketball season. We still got the same people. They released another poll. Really, everybody's staying in the same spots. Nothing too dramatic has happened recently since the season started. Of course, it's still extremely young. Um, Last night there was a matchup between Kansas and Kentucky, which was a big deal for this early in the season. Kentucky number 1, Kansas 5. Kansas, like Alex said last week, Kansas is kind of like the top dog in the Big 12 has been. And Kentucky kind of destroyed Kansas, 72-40. So that's something, looking forward. What is it overhyped? What it is, or beginning of the season, everybody's a little rusty. That happens too. And like we talked last week, Texas is in New York City this week to play in a tournament and could be playing Syracuse. So if that happens, that will be fun to discuss. As far as college football, jumping back again, we had some good matchups. Notably, we had number 5 Alabama, number 1 Mississippi State, and number 1 got dethroned. Alabama sadly won 25-20. I'm pretty sure in the newest rankings, Mississippi State doesn't crack the top 4, which would make the playoff, which I completely disagree with because I think Mississippi State has done their job this year, and by no means should they have gone back substantially just because of a loss to the number 5 team in the country. It's ridiculous. I was always rooting for Mississippi State. I like them. So, I don't know. What are you thinking about this?
Yeah, no, Mississippi State's made a lot of great strides this season. I mean, Alabama is always going to be a tough team. They're always one of the top teams in the country, regardless of what their ranking is. So that's a tough game to go into. Unfortunately, Alabama won. I'm a huge fan of them. It's pretty unfortunate that this one loss knocked Mississippi State out of the college football playoff rankings. But, I mean, as you say multiple times on the show, when you're at the top, the only place you can go is down. And they're pretty harsh on top teams who lose because they have this expectation that they're going to go undefeated because they're ranked number 1. And yeah, it's rough. But I mean, Mississippi State, there's still some of the season left. So if they, as long as they win out, they could probably crack the top 4 in the playoff rankings and perhaps win at the end of the season. So we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. College football playoff has already gotten a lot of backlash. So we're going to see how all of that plays out. Number 15 Georgia beat number 9 Auburn 34-7. Sadly, in this Georgia win, Todd Gurley, the running back we've discussed, he was suspended for a while. He actually tore his ACL, so he's done for the foreseeable future, which is just horrible. I've talked about this so many times. This is definitely the year of the injury, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. We wish that he bounces back fast. It's a horrible injury. And then, of course, as Armand said, Texas did win at Oklahoma State. I honestly did not know if we were going to be able to win in that environment. Oklahoma State started off the season extremely hot, ranked team, and just kind of been on the decline ever since. But Texas pulled out a very good game. We play TCU on Thanksgiving. TCU, of course, one of the top teams in the country. They're trying to get their bid to be in the college football playoff. I think in the most recent rankings, they were number 5 to did not crack the top 4. So yeah, we'll see how that's going because they're playing for a lot next week, and I expect them to come at Texas with guns blazing. I want to move on to the NFL to actually talk about Adrian Peterson. You guys know I love Adrian Peterson, and the NFL decided he is suspended for the rest of the season following this child abuse, if we want to call it this, because that's what the courts are calling it, child abuse case. Everything was settled in court, really. Not serving jail time, to my knowledge. He just has to work things out with his children, as it should be. He's already missed the entire season, basically, because of this. And then now he's out for the rest of the season. The Vikings said they have no desire to trade him or anything anytime soon. So basically, he's just sitting for a while, which I find is horrible because I love Adrian Peterson. I think this whole thing was a mess and didn't need to be because it was nobody else's business. He was not abusing his children, in my opinion, and I wish the courts had seen it the same. It shouldn't have gone on this long. He, in his constitutional rights to have a speedy trial, and I do not think he got one. And, the Players Association has stepped forward trying to defend him, but there's a lot going on, and I just feel so bad that Adrian Peterson had to miss this season after having such an amazing season last year. He was probably going to do just as many great things this year.
Yeah, it's highly unfortunate for Adrian Peterson, but with all the legal trouble going on in the NFL, it's really no surprise that they're cracking down so hard on him. It's kind of acting as a deterrent for the rest of the players that they need to behave properly. Adrian Peterson's not going anywhere, though. The Vikings are not going to get rid of him. He's clearly the best running back in the NFL. Hopefully this blows over sooner rather than later. It doesn't affect anything going with next season in terms of legal trouble. But with Teddy Bridgewater there now, the Vikings have something to look forward to with Adrian Peterson hopefully coming back. But yeah, definitely unfortunate for him. Definitely best wishes to him and his family, and hopefully this blows over.
Yeah. Some NFL scores: Kansas City beat the Seahawks 24-20. Before the season, Armand and I were both very optimistic about the Seahawks returning to the Super Bowl. Clearly, we were wrong, and we should admit that. They are not hot right now. We don't know why, because they should be just as good as they were last year. So, not sure what happened there. The Giants almost beat the 49ers, but didn't, because they're the Giants. Lost 16-10. Sadly, my Eagles got beat pretty bad by Green Bay, 53-20. Of course, Aaron Rodgers, probably one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league. Not too surprising there. Redskins lost another game, this time to Tampa Bay, 27-7. People are really hoping Colt McCoy will be the new starter, which I am all for. So y'all do that. Start him. Arizona is still winning. They beat the Lions this past weekend. So Arizona is the team to watch for. They're the hottest team this year right now. That's something that just came out of nowhere, and none of us were prepared for it. Moving on to NBA, but I have more bad news about another favorite player of mine. Dwight Howard is going to be investigated for child abuse. I don't know what is going on with my favorite players and children. Another time, it's the same exact thing. He used a belt to discipline his children, and now they're calling it child abuse. See, the similar thing with Adrian Peterson and Dwight Howard is not only that they are my favorite players, but they are both, I don't know how to put this nicely, they have children with many different women that they have never married. So, maybe these women want more support. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's a coincidence anymore, but I'm really hoping Dwight does not go through the same thing Adrian Peterson just went through. I can't take that. I can't lose another favorite player. I'm upset about it already. So please, Dwight, please don't get suspended for the rest of the season. I can't take it. Don't do it to me.
More so than Dwight's legal trouble, he's been getting in some on-court conflicts. When he played the Lakers, him and Kobe Bryant got into it a little bit. I mean, we always knew that they weren't huge fans of each other. They played together, then Dwight left after a year. Also, Dwight Howard and Kevin Durant apparently got into it on the court. There were some very inappropriate words thrown at each other. Dwight's clearly not liked by many people right now.
I still like you, Dwight. Don't worry, we got this. But the thing is, it's like, Dwight has played with all these guys, on the USA team, whatever. Like, they're all friends, so I don't know what it is that happens on the court, because I never heard that him and Kevin Durant are not friends. Everybody knows him and Kobe have their problems, but I don't know. I don't know what's actually happening. I don't know if they lie to the cameras, but maybe it's just heat of the moment, they get in arguments, but...
I mean, Dwight Howard has a very playful personality. I mean, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook are both out right now. The Thunder continue to lose, so I'm sure that Dwight might have probably said something, and it didn't rub Durant and Westbrook the right way, and as a result, they got into it. But yeah, definitely looking for my star players to come back because it hurts checking my notifications and seeing OKC lost again. We're losing to teams we should not be losing to.
Oh, you want to talk about losing? Oh, you want to talk about losing?
Lakers just got their win, okay?
Okay, my Lakers are now 2-9. We won another game last night. We beat Atlanta, so I'm pretty happy about it. Swaggy P is back. Last night was his first night back. Just, praise. So happy. It's getting to a point where we've lost so many people. I don't even know the players we're losing anymore. I got a notification someone else is hurt. I'm like, I don't even know who that is. Because we're going so deep in our bench, these people don't even exist anymore. I don't even know who they are. So, maybe this is the comeback time. Sometimes in life you're going to start slow. We've all seen that video. It's true. So maybe that's what the Lakers are doing. 2-9, but, about to win out the rest of the season. Yeah, it's Thunder's still losing a lot. The Rockets are still pretty hot. They lost to Memphis the other night, but they're still doing pretty well. We'll see what happens with Dwight, and then we'll see how to talk about the Rockets. But that's all I got for today. Anything to add, Armand?
Yeah, one thing. It really sucks to be a Knicks fan. I'm sorry to all Knicks fans out there right now. They're not doing well either. But I can't talk. My team's losing. Joe can't talk. Her team is losing. But it's just so funny being on Twitter, going down my Twitter timeline, seeing Knicks fans are so happy going to the first quarter of their game, and then by halftime they're like, well, here goes another one. It's the funniest thing to me. But it's just because misery needs company. So I can definitely sympathize for Knicks fans. But yeah, triangle offense clearly is not working that well for them. Melo's actually has a sore left knee, so I don't know what's up with him. Perhaps that's his reason that the Knicks are not doing well. We know he's their star, but yeah. So a lot of teams need to get it together. The NBA is interesting so far, but that is all I have.
Yeah, and we have to add, we did talk about Derrick Rose a lot. He has missed even more games. Stay tuned on Derrick Rose. So that's all we got for today. Of course, I have to throw in minor insults. Nothing bad about LeBron this week. Tune in next week. Maybe I'll have something mean for him. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again.